Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map Rivers Wild. I'm starting in the middle bottom position, playing as the Soviets. So for those of you who don't know this map, there's ore patches with gems on all around the map. And the map's sort of split into two sides. You've got like a left side of the map and the right side of the map, so we'll definitely be focusing on the left side of the map first. And I'm just sending some infantry straight to the left because I know there'll be a player there and we'll see who that is. I'm in a decent starting spot because when you're in the bottom middle, you don't really start between two players. You're sort of like, there is a player I guess to the top right of me, but they'll be focused on other players first because there's teams that are a lot closer to their base. And you can see they're green with quite a few infantry there. So I've just got my infantry held back a little bit. And you see those infantry running into mine and being shot down. I'm also going to take some infantry down to the bottom because there is a way that team from the left-hand side can get to the bottom, and you can see a purple scout there has got into my base, so I'm going to need to send some infantry also to the right as well. I was just really focused on that player, of course, to the left of me first of all, and I'm going to try and go for a quite economic strategy here. The thing about the green player is they've got a player right above them, so they're going to have to sort of like worry about what's above and watch to the right at the same time, which is probably going to give me like a little, well, it is going to give me a bit of an advantage. And you can see me getting that double war factory out now. I need to make sure I get power, and I'm going to go for another ore refinery on that ore patch. And you can see my miners cleaned up some of the gems as well, so we're just getting a bit of a boost early on with our economy, and we'll be getting out tanks shortly, and we'll have to think about quite an early attack. And you can see I've just got a bit of the terrain covered at the bottom there, so I can see what's going on, and we'll need to make sure like he doesn't sneak any forces through there. And now I've got my second war factory down, and of course going to go for another power plant, and I'm going to go for a radar dome in 3-4 matches. You don't know what's going on in different parts of the map. You can be attacked from any angle because there are so many players, so we do want to see what's going on to the right of us. And if the team does surprisingly decide to come from that position, you can see I've uncovered a little bit of the map, so I've got a little bit of visibility there. I've also got some infantry guarding that point, and I can see a green infantry guy going down the middle down to the bottom there. I think he might have tried to, yeah, you can see he's trying to run through into my base to see what's going on. And you can see green with some infantry there, so I can't get very far. And I'm just going to be focusing on building tanks for now. I'm also getting a tech centre out, that's going to give me some ability to build Tanyas. And I am getting quite a few tank forces out at the moment, and I'm just thinking about whether I should build any Tesla or whether it's worth it. I think I will build one just in case he does go on the attack, because we do have time to have built up our forces quite a bit at this point. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring a Tanya, and we can see there green with the extra MCV. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get a kill on that. I can't remember actually if we made it redeployable or not. But what I'm going to do is just shoot through these infantry, and we'll see if we can get there and blow that up, because that's going to be obviously a big loss if green loses that. But you can see green now, he's had to undeploy it. And that means whatever he was going to build in that location, he's no longer going to be able to build. I think, well, obviously he was going to build an ore refinery to get those gems, but that's not going to be the case anymore. And you can see him trying to take that back, and now he's got some tanks coming from the top. And I've also got myself a service depot, so I'm going to be able to build MCVs of my own, and you can see those tanks coming through, and my Tanya gets squashed. So yeah, I'm probably going to try and just thinking about where I can bring another Tanya. We don't know as well, he might have like, sort of extra like Tesla coils in his base, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm just taking a little infantry to go scouting now and building another barracks just to increase my building speed of Tanyas a little bit. And you can see he does indeed have Tesla coils right in his base, so we're going to have to be wary of those.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
And you can see me there building my own MCV.
Yes, sir. Building.
I'm just going to build another thing. So now I'm going to bring my forces to go and attack. And we'll have to see how we can see that red has been wiped out of the game already. And now we'll go on the attack on green. And let's see what we can do here. You can see he's got quite a few heavy tanks there. So we'll try and, what we're trying to do at the moment is we're just trying to hold back a little bit because we don't want to be in the direct fire of the Tesla. So we're getting some tank kills there, and you can see when we get too close, those Teslas start firing. So we've got quite a good number of tank kills, and now we're in the Tesla range. And when you're in the Tesla range, you really need to take the Tesla out first because it just does so much damage. So hopefully that won't turn the fight. Let's see if we can keep the advantage. I do think we have the better tank numbers right at the moment, and it looks like green is struggling. And yeah, you can see those tanks going on low HP, and he doesn't really have any tanks left, and it looks like we're going to be able to take over green's base. And we've also got an extra MCV there, so what we're going to do is going to take it down to where green's base is and get it deployed there and sort of start mining the ore in that patch there to the left of his base. And you can see green, I think he's officially out of the game. I think he might have an MCV somewhere, but his base is gone, and it's looking good for us right at the moment. We just have to be careful because he could be building a sort of hidden base. We do have some map visibility though to the bottom right, and what I'm going to use this opportunity to do is to build some more MCVs. And the reason MCVs are so good is not only do they allow you to build bases in different areas of the map, they also allow you to increase the building speed. And I can see a power plant there, and we can see some miners going. So I think he has built his MCV elsewhere, and he has got, possibly he's probably got another ore refine. We will have to wait and see, unless he's just taking those ore trucks to block my ore refineries. I'm not quite sure at the moment. Yeah, it looks like they might be going to try and block my ore refineries. The thing is though, I do have a Tesla coil there, so that Tesla coil plane to coming in useful. It's going to mean that he's not going to be able to block my ore refineries in that part of the map. And now I've got 3 miners on that extra ore patch, so it's going to help us a lot. And we are going to need to have the extra funds, because now we've got 4 war factories, 4 MCVs, which is going to increase our building speed quite considerably. And you can see we expanded to the pub. We can see Pink there in the middle of the map, and it's unfortunate for Pink because it seems like he's in fights elsewhere. I managed to take out part of his buildings at the back of his base, so now we'll try to take out his... Well, we're going to take out his war factory, but we're going to try and destroy these tanks first, because what we don't want to happen is we don't want him to be able to do a counter-attack. And now we're getting a Tesla coil placed down as well, and you can see his tanks going straight for that. But as his tanks go for the Tesla coil, we're able to take out more. He's built a Tesla coil of his own as well, and so I'm going to build another one, and we're being able to take out that quite easily. And now we're getting that war factory down. It looks like Pink is in real trouble now. There's not much he can do, and he's selling up because he knows it's over, and that's going to be really good for us. If he does, well, I think he's selling everything, but it's going to be good for us because it means there's going to be another ore patch which we can take over and just improve our economy further. And that's one of the key things in these free-for-all matches. You really need to keep on improving your economy, keep on expanding, and that's going to allow you to build more war factories and build more tanks. And Pink is well and truly looks like it's out of the game. And that's the thing about free-for-alls, you can get attacked from other positions, but we can see that green is now building a base back up, so we're going to need to pull back now. I think Pink has been destroyed enough. I hope so anyway. I've got some Tesla coils at the top there, in case he does go for an attack, but we're going to have to take out that green base first. And yeah, all I'm doing now is just securing this point and making it very hard for any other players, if they do attack from that angle, to get anywhere. And you can see now green undeploying that MCV again, once again. But yeah, you can see he's sold up those buildings, and what we're going to do is we're just going to chase that MCV down and destroy it. And you can see it's HP, it's going down, and now we're getting out some SAM sites in case of an air attack. So we'll have to wait and see if there's any MiGs going to come in. But you can see the players, now half the I think more than half the players possibly are out of the game now. And we're in quite a decent position, I'd say. We're on the left side of the map. It seems like we're quite well defended. I mean, the back of my base, where I started, is probably the least defended point. So I am going to take tanks in that direction. And you can see purple sending lots of MiGs over there. And they're taking out a ore refinery. So I'm just going to need to make sure I keep my economy up. I'm also going to need to build some defences at different parts of the map. You can see my tanks on the attack on purple. And we're going to need to really defend against this. So yeah, it's an attack on purple's base. You can see those MiGs going for an attack on my tanks. Obviously, we want to go for purple first rather than the other play, because those MiGs can do a lot of damage to buildings. And while we're on the attack here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building some SAM sites while he's occupied, and hopefully that's going to just give my base a lot better defences. I'm going to stop building those rocket troopers, and we're going to go full out on the attack. You can see, as we're attacking his base, his MiGs are a bit preoccupied, so he's not doing further damage to my structures. And there comes out the Tesla coil, but it's in a bad position. It's too close to my tanks, and that's what happens if you build a Tesla coil right next to the other player's tanks. It's going to be taken out pretty quickly without doing too much damage. But now we're going for those airfields, and once we start destroying those airfields, his MiG numbers are going to go down, and it's going to make it hard for him to do much damage to my other buildings. But he did have a big MiG force there. We are managing to take out some of those airfields, and I think it's down to probably about 5 now. So we've been able to do sufficient damage, but we can see there, pink there, he's still got tanks in other parts of the map, and I'm going to have to pull back because you can see my tank forces are falling very, very low.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
But I do have plenty of economy. I've also built more MCVs. I probably maybe went a bit of an overkill on the MCVs, to be honest, but I mean, if I'm able to base claw to his base, then that's going to really help me a lot more. And you can see now pink is out of the game. So now it's only purple and orange back in. So we'll have to see what sort of state orange is in. We're going to deal with purple first because he's the one closest to my base. But we don't know about orange, whether he's got a big army. He's managed to take out pink, but it might have been quite a close fight between them, or it might be that orange just bulldozed him. So we're really unsure at this point in time. But now we're going for the attack on purple. We don't have many tanks, so we could be in a dangerous position for ourselves. And you can see now purple getting out that MCV, and we're going for an attack on the other side of his base. I think that MCV is probably going to get taken down by those flame towers. And you can see now we've got the better tank numbers, definitely. And we should be able to take out the airfields this time round. And we've also managed to get some of our base defences inside his base. But now you can see that orange is going for the attack. He's got light tanks, so, and that bodes well for us because we've got Tesla coils and they do very well against light tanks. But what I am going to need to do is I'm going to need to build some flame towers because he has some infantry there. Ooh, and that flame tower got taken down immediately. The thing is, the flame towers only work in like short range. So yeah, but I think we're going to be able to get those infantry down no problem. So that was we managed to defend that while purple has destroyed some of my base defences close to his base. So a bit of Tesla coil there, just a little bit back. You can see him destroying my power plant first, and another Tesla coil quite far back. And that's his tanks down. And now we're going to go in for the kill on purple's base. Now I do have a feeling that orange doesn't have too much left because he didn't take a big force there, and I think he would have taken everything he had in his base. So it might be his base is quite destroyed. As I say, we don't know what happened there. We should have built an extra war factory much earlier than this. We're going to have a little bit of a faster tank building speed now. Although you can see our economy isn't that great, so you can see purple had quite a lot of ore stored there. I could see because his ore silos were quite full, but now he's selling up, and it looks like purple could well be shortly out of the. Well, it looks like he's going to be out of the game quite soon. He does have a couple of Tesla coils there, but we're going to be able to destroy those. Tesla coils don't do well if they're just on their own. They need tanks as well to work with them. And now, well, I would say I've expanded to another ore patch, but I think that ore patch is well and truly used up, it looks like. Oh no, there's a little bit of ore further to the right, so I am going to get some some benefit from that. And we've also got our Tesla Coils out, which means that Purple is going to have a real hard time mining off that patch. And it looks like we're going to be able to go through the base. We're destroying the last of the buildings. He's also got he's quite expanded, and now he's tapped out, and that is good game. Purple is out of the game, and we're at another ore patch, and now we're going to go on to orange.
Ready. Construction complete. Building. Unit ready.
So we'll have to see what he's got. You can see he's got quite a lot of ore at his base, but that might be because he hasn't used much. He hasn't been mining efficiently. We'll have to wait and see. We can see now orange coming in with the light tanks, but we're using heavy tanks and are much more powerful. And in a tank-on-tank battle, I think they will win. But what we're also doing as well is we're taking in our base, doing a little bit of a base crawl there. But those infantry are getting squashed. Those tanks look like they're down, and it doesn't look like we're going to need to do that base crawl after all. You can see him selling up, and that is good game. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.